So Khalil, obviously, big night scoring from you, especially, the second half, just shooting from the whole team. I think you guys shot 66% in the second half, incredible number. So I guess, speaking of the team's offensive performance tonight.
I think that our offense has been pretty consistent as of late. Early in the season, we had some things with like figuring out each other's roles, learning the system, but we've been really locked in recently. Got guys coming in extra, running through reps to learn the plays and get more ingrained in the formula. So that's helped us a lot. But I think that a big reason that we won today was that we held them to 77 because when we played them at their place, we didn't score much less than 85. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it was something in the high 70s. So like our offense is consistent. Like you said, we're making shots, which helps. But if there was one thing I'd have to say, I would just say we were all connected. We were all making the next pass. There was a possession where we swung it from me to the next guy, to the next guy, to the next guy, drove it, swung it back, and then got a wide open three. So those are just big plays, and you could just tell we were feeding off each other's energy. So that was big time.
Jackson, speaking about that ball movement, you guys had a 24 assists, which is a season high for you guys. How much do you think that contributed to your win?
I think that was a huge piece of it, and like Khalil said, obviously the defensive end was big as well. But when we're playing that connected, I think that's the most fun way to play. Everybody's happy, everybody's touching the ball, and it's easy to see. Like it wasn't one guy tonight. I think we had five people in double figures. So it's going to be tough to guard any team when everybody's scoring like that. So I think that was a huge contributor.
Fellas, when you talk about being connected, that's quite an accomplishment when you have to play Davis. He's torched you every time. He scored 29 tonight, but you probably ignored him kind of, right, and just played your game.
I wouldn't say ignore. I would say more so.
Or maybe ignore what he does.
Right. Having short-term memory definitely does help. When you're playing somebody that talented, you just got to respect him and know that he's going to make some tough shots, and he did. So in the past, what might have hurt us, like you said, is just lingering on to those plays and not being able to move on to the next thing. But I think you saw today, there might have been a time where Antoine went and made 2-3 straight threes, and they went up by like 6 points, but it didn't phase us. We just kept doing what we were supposed to do.
He made 4 straight in the first.
Okay, so yeah. Well, 4 straight threes, and we responded, and that's all you can ask.
Khalil, it felt like every time they started to get momentum in the second half to try and overcome you like hit a shot to shut them down. The dunk comes to mind, and there were a few others. Was that kind of? I know you're just trying to score, but did you think about that at all? That you were kind of ending their momentum.
A little bit. I was just always taught that you need to bet on yourself, and like you said, there was moments where we could all feel them gaining momentum, and I was always taught by my parents that if you want the job done, you got to get it done. So I just asked for coach to put me in a position to score. My teammates were getting me the ball in all the right places. That's all I can ask. Like a lot of the time in this season, I've been playing like ISO off the block, but I don't think I scored once off ISO today. Like a lot of my buckets were assisted from my teammates. So that's a tribute to my teammates getting in the paint, finding me, and just doing my job and finishing.
To go back to his question about Davis and your comment about the 77 points, obviously Davis shot very well from three-point range tonight. A lot of tough three-point shots, like you mentioned,
right.
But you still held them to less points than you gave up last time. So what were you guys doing at least to take, to at least limit what his teammates could do defensively in the game?
So honestly, a lot of our game plan was focused on stopping him. I want to go into specifics, but we were kind of on the thought process of we're going to have to let these other guys beat us. Like obviously we know they're Division I players and we know that they're talented, but we've seen what happens whenever we let Antoine get hot and just let him have his way. So our objective tonight was get the ball out of his hands and try and react on the fly to the other guys. And I think that we did a tremendous job at that, which didn't allow them to just get a bunch of open threes. But as you saw down the stretch, there was a couple times where us blitzing him got them some open layups or some open jumpers, but that comes with sacrifice of double teaming. So I think that really helped, and I think that maybe our game plan surprised them a little bit, and that might contribute a little bit as well.
Jackson, in the first half, you and Josh Corbin both had 9 points, while Khalil and Enoch were getting a little double team. How important do you think it was for you and Josh to kind of keep that momentum going?
Yeah, I think that's huge. Obviously, we know Khalil and E are kind of the guys on our team, and we're going to follow their lead every day. But they can't always do it on their own. They're going to need some help. Like you saw tonight, they were sending a lot of double teams at Khalil. E was having kind of a rough night initially. He ended up making some huge plays down the stretch, but that's kind of that connectivity that we talked about. you know, we know we have each other's backs, and so when Khalil and E might be having a rough go, tonight it was me and Josh that kind of stepped up there in the first half, but on any given night it might be somebody else, and that's the great part about this team is as we've you know, gotten to know each other, gotten connected, we really had that feeling where we got each other's backs, even, you know, through the tough times like that first half.
Jackson, obviously, you know, I think she asked a question earlier about, you know, you killing their momentum, basically. You know, you see that they're shooting the ball very, very well. You guys, does it go in your mind that, sorry, I'm really stumbling here, I don't know why, but does it go in your mind that, hey, I have to try and match these guys shot to shot so that we can keep the lead and keep it on, not let them get back into the game, or is it just, you know, doing your business?
I think thoughts like that kind of start to creep in, but the goal is really just to focus on each possession, you know, the next play every single time. And so sometimes that might creep into your head, like, oh, they're going on a run, or we got to do something. But we try to keep our focus just on one play at a time. If we can execute this play, you know, we can get a score here and a stop here, and try to stack that as much as we can. You know, they have some good players and they're going to make some plays. But, you know, I think if we try to keep our focus as small as we can on that one possession at a time. And I think that was a big contributor tonight.
Khalil, you guys were up 6 points with 38 seconds left. Crazier leads have been overcome in basketball. I was gonna. How big was that defensive rebound that you grabbed right at that moment to kind of that if they needed to kind of hit that if they wanted to come back?
So we were up 6 whenever I grabbed that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I was kind of just thinking, I saw him standing under the rim, and I know he's a high flyer, so I knew that if I didn't get this rebound, somebody was going to get dunked on, and we were going to be down 4 points. So I just tried to do what I could to get the ball out of the air, and I got the ball in my hands, and it was a big play, helped us win, so I'm just glad I can make it for my team.
Thanks, gentlemen.
No problem.